Hi, K-pop lovers. Welcome back to our channel. Before we get into everything, if you're a Blink, a Monster, or just a K-pop fan who wants to know what's actually happening inside YG Entertainment right now, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because trust me, you do not want to miss what I'm about to tell you. And stay until the end, because the last part, it's the one that has fans all over the world asking questions. Okay. Let's talk. March 4th, 2026. YG Entertainment drops a video on their official YouTube channel. Title: 2026 YG Plan YG Announcement. Founder and executive producer Yang Hyun-suk himself is on camera, walking through everything the label has planned for the entire year. Artists, albums, tours, new debuts, the whole picture. And here's the thing, it's actually unusual for YG to do something like this. They're not known for giving fans this kind of overview all at once. So when they do it, it means something big is coming. And big is an understatement. But before we get to the part that has Blinks absolutely buzzing, let's start from the top, because there is a lot to unpack here. First up in the announcement, BABYMONSTER. And Yang Hyun-suk wasted no time making it clear that 2026 is BABYMONSTER's year to go all out. The girl group, made up of 7 members Ruka, Farita, Asa, Rami, Ahayan, Rora, and Chiquita, has been steadily building momentum since their debut. Their second mini-album, We Go Up, dropped in October 2025 and showed serious artistic growth. But 2026. This is where things get real. According to Yang Hyun-suk in the video, BABYMONSTER is coming back in early May 2026 with their third mini-album titled CHOM. He described the album as having an edge and a coolness that fans have never heard from them before, a BABYMONSTER you've never seen. The comeback kicks off with a pre-release single also called CHOM, followed by a full title track that carries a completely different vibe. 2 different sounds, 1 era. That alone has Monsters hyped beyond belief. But it doesn't stop there. Later in 2026, around October, they're dropping a full-length album. A proper studio album. And sandwiched between those 2 releases is their second world tour, kicking off in June. This time, they're going bigger than ever: North America, South America, Europe, and Oceania. This is no longer a rookie group dipping their toes in. BABYMONSTER is going global, and they're doing it in a massive way. And here's something really special that happened recently. BABYMONSTER covered BLACKPINK's Kill This Love and As If It's Your Last live on stage during their performances in Singapore. They called BLACKPINK their role models, and said performing their music for the first time made them both nervous and emotional. That moment hit different. It wasn't just a performance, it was a passing of the torch. And fans felt it. Now, if BABYMONSTER is the future of YG, then Big Bang is its legacy. And 2026 is the year that legacy gets celebrated in the biggest way possible. 2026 marks the 20th anniversary of Big Bang's debut. 20 years. And to commemorate that milestone, Yang Hyun-suk announced that Big Bang will be launching a global tour. G-Dragon, Taeyang, and Daesung, the 3 remaining members, are set to reunite under the Big Bang name despite currently being signed to different agencies individually. And if that wasn't enough, G-Dragon had already hinted at a full group reunion during a fan meeting back in February. On top of that, Big Bang's participation in Coachella 2026 had already been confirmed. So this reunion is very, very real. Now, about T.O.P., who left the group in 2023, Korean media reports confirm he has no plans to join the reunion tour and is instead focused on preparing a solo album under his own label. So it'll be a trio, not a quartet. But even so, Big Bang on a world tour in 2026 is something no one is taking lightly. Treasure also got a major spotlight in the announcement. The group is currently in the middle of an ongoing tour, but Yang Hyun-suk teased a bold new direction for their next project. According to Yang, the Treasure members themselves came to him and said they wanted to try a hip-hop concept. He said he was genuinely surprised. Hip-hop? All of a sudden? But he listened, and the result is a new mini-album dropping in June 2026. Yang described it as a cool, very YG-style sound that Treasure has never shown before. He also mentioned that a world tour for Treasure is planned for early 2027 following the album release. This is being called the beginning of Treasure's second chapter. For fans of the group, that phrase carries a lot of weight. YG is also celebrating its 30th anniversary in 2026. And to mark that milestone, the company isn't just looking back, they're looking forward. The announcement confirmed that YG is preparing to debut a new boy group this fall 2026. This would be the first new boy group from YG since Treasure debuted back in 2020, 6 years ago. Yang had hinted at this project last year, saying he was really looking forward to introducing this team to the world. At the same time, a new girl group project, currently going by the working title, Next Monster, is also in development. The group will have 4 members, and 2 have already been revealed, Iveli and Chanya. YG confirmed the remaining 2 members will be introduced soon. A 4-member girl group coming after BABYMONSTER? The comparisons to BLACKPINK are already happening. The cycle continues. Okay. Here we go. This is the part you've been waiting for. BLACKPINK 2026. What is going on? Let's be clear about what has already happened. On February 27, 2026, BLACKPINK dropped their 3rd mini-album, Deadline, their first full group project since Born Pink in 2022. 4 years. And it was absolutely worth the wait. The 5-track EP features the pre-release single, Jump, which dropped back in July 2025 and debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Global 200, becoming their 3rd number 1 song on that chart. The album's lead track, Go, was released alongside the full project, and the response was massive. On its first day alone, Deadline sold over 1.4 million copies on Hanteo, breaking the previous record for the highest first-day sales of any girl group in Hanteo history. It debuted in the top 10 of the Billboard 200. Rose even performed at the Grammy Awards 2026, becoming the first solo K-pop artist to do so, alongside Bruno Mars for their hit, APT. This era for BLACKPINK has been nothing short of historic. Their Deadline World Tour also already took place, starting July 2025 in Goyang, Korea, as their first ever all-stadium tour, and wrapping up in January 2026 in Hong Kong. A full world tour. Stadiums. Done. So here's where the conversation gets interesting. In the March 4th YG announcement video, Yang Hyun-suk briefly acknowledged BLACKPINK's upcoming 10th anniversary. Their debut was in August 2016, which means August 2026 marks a full decade. But beyond that brief mention, no concrete plans were announced for the group in 2026. While BABYMONSTER got detailed comeback schedules, while Big Bang got a world tour announcement, while Treasure got a whole second chapter, BLACKPINK appeared only briefly in the video, with no confirmed group activities for the rest of the year. Fans were quick to react. Comments flooded social media. 10-year anniversary and nothing? Really? One ex-user wrote. Others questioned whether they'd even get a proper 10th anniversary celebration, comparing it to how other groups from other agencies typically do massive things for milestone anniversaries. Some wondered whether the silence meant something more, especially considering that reports from the Korea Herald suggest BLACKPINK's current group contract with YG could potentially conclude near the end of 2026. YG has not officially confirmed the exact date. But the conversation is happening, and it's getting louder. To be fair, YG did confirm that the official BLACKPINK pop-up store celebrating the Deadline mini-album will expand globally, starting in Seoul, then moving across Asia, the Americas, Europe, and Oceania. So the BLACKPINK presence isn't zero. But for a group celebrating 10 years? For the group that is arguably the most globally recognized girl group in K-pop history, fans expected more. Whether that means more is quietly being planned behind the scenes, or whether 2026 truly is a transitional year for the group, only time will tell. But one thing is certain, the K-pop world is watching closely. So that's the full picture of YG Entertainment's 2026 lineup. BABYMONSTER storming the world with kpop and a massive global tour. Big Bang back after years away, celebrating 2 decades together. Treasure stepping into a bold new era. New groups on the horizon. And BLACKPINK, with a legendary 10-year milestone approaching, leaving fans with a lot of hope and a lot of questions. Which part of this lineup are you most excited about? Are you a Monstie hyped for kpop? A VIP counting down the days until Big Bang takes the stage? Or are you a Blink holding out for a big 10th anniversary surprise that hasn't been revealed yet? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one. And hey, if this video gave you the K-pop update you needed today, please give it a like. It seriously helps this channel more than you know. Subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell so you never miss an update. I'll see you in the next one. Growing Heart, Blackheart and Young.